Hi, my name is Christina and I have Mobius syndrome. So, chances are you might not know what Mobius syndrome is, and that's why I'm here. I'm gonna try to change that. In short, according to the NIH, Mobius syndrome is a rare birth defect that affects the facial muscles because of missing or underdeveloped cranial nerves, specifically the sixth and seventh. And it affects facial movement, among other things. Symptoms that I have had either in childhood or that have followed me now until adulthood have been difficulty eating, specifically when you're an infant, you have issues sucking. I have had to control drooling growing up, not exactly because of Mobius syndrome, but I have also had issues with crossed eyes. I also can't, quote unquote, smile, and I can't really form a lot of facial expressions. Also, I have had speech difficulties, and I do have issues with my eyes. They do tend to get dry because I can't blink normally, where it's automatic that you blink. I have to think about it and then do it, and then so that can lead to dry eyes. I cannot close my eyes all the way, and also I can't move them left to right or right to left, so laterally. So why am I making this video? I'm making this video to hopefully normalize this condition, put awareness of it out there so that it is more known, because it is rare and not very many people know about it. So there are two things that really made me want to do these videos, and the first one is just being treated differently on my life because of the way I look and the way that I talk. And the second is because more often than not, when I visit a new doctor's office or I talk to a new medical professional, when we're going through my history, it comes up that I have had surgeries, and then in the end it leads to me having Mobius syndrome. And most likely, most times, 9 out of 10, even more, like really 99% of the time, they are not aware of what this syndrome is. And I understand because it's rare, but also I would like for it to get to the point where they have at least heard of it, and I don't feel like, okay, now I have to explain to you what this is, and hopefully I'll get it right. Like, I hope they already know what it is. And that way I don't have to explain it, and I think that helps you feel more understood, and I think validated. And even though doctor's appointments can be very objective and to the point, I still think it's nice to for people to know what this is. The goals for these videos and anything that I post concerning this syndrome is to just get as much awareness out there as I can, so that as many people as possible know what it is, they're aware of what it is, and they have at least heard of it. I would also like to get this more out there so that medical professionals do know at least what it is or have heard of it the next time that they do encounter someone that has this syndrome. I would also like for people to be more kind to people that for whatever reason look different, but that they do have medical conditions to where they look different or they have to speak differently, or they act differently, I would like people to be more empathetic towards that. Even if it's through just exposure, to where it's like normal to see someone that is different or looks different or talks different than you. And the final goal of this would be to help people that have the same condition or conditions like it, or just any medical condition, to where they feel alone, to know that they are not alone, that there's someone out there who can relate to you, whether it's because they have this condition or a similar condition to what you have, or because they are aware of what it is and they understand what it is. You know, there are a lot of families that are affected by it, not just the person going through it. And I think having a support system that understands that it can help you with it, help you deal with it in your life, I think that's very important. So I think that, to me, that's a very important goal. So with these videos and anything that I post about Mobius syndrome, I think it's very important that I make clear that this is my story, this is my life, this is how Mobius syndrome has affected me, my life, what I go through, the things that I do. It's my personal stories. It's my personal opinion, my personal stories, and I don't represent everyone that has this. I represent myself, and I just want to get out there what this condition is. I want people to know what this condition is. That doesn't mean that what I share or what I explain, it doesn't mean that it applies to everyone that has this syndrome. It just means that this is how it has affected me. And then the final thing that I want to leave you with is something I have heard a lot of times. I am pretty sure it's a specific quote from somewhere that someone has said, but it is different does not equal bad. And I think that can relate to a lot of things, but I think here it definitely relates to how you look and your ability or inability to do certain things. I think that just because you look different or you have to do things differently doesn't mean it's a bad. It's just how you are. It's just, you know, the unique part of you. And I think that we should be more accepting of those things. And I think we should learn how to accept ourselves and learn how to accept others how they are. So, I mean, as long as you're trying to be a good person, trying to do good things, different is fine. So if you do want to know a little bit more about Mobius syndrome, what it is, how it has affected my life, and how it keeps affecting my life, tune in. I'll be posting more videos. If you have any questions, post them in the comments. I'll try to answer them as much as I can. Follow me on Instagram. I'll put it right here. And I just want to ask that you be kind with your comments or your questions. I understand people are curious. There's just always a nice way to ask things. So try to ask it as nicely as you can. Yeah, I would appreciate that. So yeah, if you want to come back and see more, I'll be posting more. So yeah, thanks for coming. Bye.